You're eating clean, you're crushing your workouts, you're doing everything you're supposed to do, but the scale isn't moving and you're starting to think that maybe, just maybe, fat loss isn't in the cards for you. What if I told you your body isn't a simple calculator? What if the real secret to burning fat faster has nothing to do with another miserable hour on the treadmill? And what if the answer involves training smarter, sleeping deeper, and even salt? Hi, my name is Boris Kish. I'm an IBB licensed coach, professional nutritionist, and a super heavyweight bodybuilding competitor in the over 100 kilo category, which is over 220 pounds on stage. I'm 6'4" tall, which is 193 centimeters. Welcome to my channel. Now let's divide this video in 5 things that I really wished that I did earlier and that I started sooner. I'm going to give you this just to to help you to do that as well, and that you don't do mistakes that I did from my personal examples. So number 1 is train always smarter, not more. Now, what does that mean? So I will going to tell you this. For example, the mistake that I did is when I went from, putting muscles mode, from bulking mode into cutting mode, is that I thought that more is better. That doesn't mean that always less is better, but you have to find the grain zone and the balance. So what you're not supposed to do, is that, when again I started cutting, I went twice per day to the gym, Also when I was preparing for the contest, and that was stupid. Then again, I did 2 times per day cardio. After every session, I was so, obsessed that I even went we had a gym here that's working 24 hours and at 4 a.m. in the morning, and also once again in the evening. So sometimes there were 4 cardio sessions, per day. And it was okay, I was able to do it, but I felt completely exhausted. I had food cravings when I was at home, and I felt burnout at the beginning of the preparation, and I was forcing myself to drive on the empty, how to put it like that, till the whole preparation and till the end. Did I achieve the goal? Yes, but it was a really horrible experience until until I did this. What was I supposed to do? Just think about your body as a good car with a lot of horsepower. How to maintain and achieve that? Train 4 or 5 times maximum per week and do 20 minutes of HIIT cardio after that. That's it. You don't have to do more, because you can eat in 3 minutes more than you will burn in 1 hour running on the treadmill. That's the fact. So focus much more on your nutrition, on your proper training, proper cardio, come home and rest. Don't be obsessed. And here is not less is more, but lesser is more. Because, if you do this properly, this is like maintaining a good car engine with 8 cylinders and with shitload of powers, let's say 500. Or if you have a shitty car, that was me when I was doing everything wrong and pressing nitric booster non-stop every day. And you know what's going to happen? Well, the car is going to be burned out and destroyed after a week or 2 weeks. So this is what you're not supposed to do, But before we go now to number 2, I would really like to inform you that I created 3 completely free training splits for you. Join the coaching newsletter below, and I'm going to send them straight to your email. Number 2, the thing that I wish that I knew earlier was sleep. What does that mean? Here I thought, again, less is more in the wrong way. I honestly thought that if I don't need to sleep, the mentality of the people from where I come, that is not mine, but back then I thought that this is real, is that you don't have to sleep. You sleep when you die, right? So, this is for lazy people, and sleep is not so important. So I thought, I will work out during the day. In the night, I'm going to be with my girlfriend, watching, movies, having sex, good time. And I slept 2-3 hours per night and I'm good to go. Wrong. Why? Because, think about it this way. I believe in the God, in the divine, in the creator, but if you believe in Stephen Hawking's theory or Darwin's theory, whatever, in the evolution, You have to know that sleeping is not, laziness and doing nothing in the evening and in the night. It's required for the full body repairs and maintenance. This is like, again, with the car, if you don't take the proper, if you don't take your car for the big and small maintenance every 6 months, right? I mean, imagine if you don't do this to a car for 5 years, it's going to be completely destroyed, even if it's a brand new car, and you won't be able to sell it, right? It's just for the garbage. And the same is with the human's body. You repair the cells, the brain is recycling itself when it's sleeping. So hot here, my throat is sore. I don't have water next to me. I'm really sorry, I apologize. And it's really important that you understand that you have to really regenerate, because if you don't do that, just think about these stories. Can you relate with this? You have somebody that 100% that you heard he lived sporty, wasn't smoking, wasn't drinking, and he died all of a sudden, or he got Parkinson's, dementia, Alzheimer. Nobody knows why, so I'm not saying that this is the main cause, but just think what is not enough sleep doing to the brain when you repeat this for decades. And I almost did this for the decades. So sleep properly and you're going to burn fat much faster, because regenerated body is functioning way better in every possible area. And I want to hear you, how many hours per day do you sleep? I do 8. I wake up. And what kind of supplements do you take before bed? I take GABA, magnesium, L-theanine. Now number 3 is you have to eat, when the crisis comes, real food when you're outside. And man, oh man, I wish I learned and I knew this earlier. What does that mean? If you're somewhere outside and you have to eat, take proper food. If you're in the restaurant, take salad, chicken breasts or chicken drumsticks, that's it. If you're in some barbecue place, grill house, again, also take steak or chicken or whatsoever with salad. Don't do the mistake, for example, that I did. I went to the supermarket and those small beverages next to where there is milk and yogurt, and it says like a protein drink that has 0 added sugar, 50 grams of protein, and you think you will take 1 or 2 and you have 100 grams of protein and you're good to go. And that's bullshit. Pretty much there is the junk protein that our body is not absorbing as well. Trying to look pretty on the camera, if possible. And that drink simply, it's garbage. It contains sugar that's going to irritate your pancreas. It's going to take you out of the diet, and if it's also going to make sugar cravings for later. And just think, these shitty quick protein beverages or snacks or whatever are like paper. They're going to burn very quickly. I mean, hope this makes sense for you, and the body is not going to absorb that, and it's not good for your body. And protein, good protein, meaty meal is like a dense, heavy log that can burn for a long time. Now, before we go to number 4, I would really like to ask you, if you like this kind of content, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so that I give you more real, raw, unfiltered and uncut episodes like this, and I'm really going to appreciate, Number 4 is, as I mentioned in my hook, is the salt, sodium and iodine, This is the most important thing that really I wish I did sooner, and that I completely messed up. I thought more salt is going to give me more water. I'm going to be bloated. The definition is not going to pop out so good, and doesn't make, salt is not something that is necessary. And it is absolutely, first of all, much better pump in the gym. If you take more salt, you are going to piss more, so it's not going to be in the body. Also before contest, I did the mistake and cut the salt. That is a huge mistake. You know, it's a huge mistake. And, you know, iodine is important because it feeds the thyroid gland and the thyroid hormones, and that are the main hormones for fat burning process in your body. If you don't give your body enough iodine from the salt, you're going to slow the process 5 times, you know. So how can I explain you this? This is, you know, before I say this, you know, how to explain, how to give you the metaphor, you have to understand that, you know, not every salt is good. Those from Himalayan or sea salts are okay, but it's really important that you have iodine inside, you know, and in the most of the cases they're painted salts and they're not real. So think about sodium, natrium, and iodine as, for example, I'm a computer geek and nerd, and think about, let's say you have a brand new computer that has, you know, E9 processor or Ryzen 9 with, I don't know, 64 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, and graphic card that is NVIDIA, if you're NVIDIA fan like me, that is RTX 5090, and you cannot plug in the electricity. You know, it doesn't matter if you have, let's say, the PC setup, that is, if you're a PC guy. For the Mac guy, people, you know, you understand what I want to say. That is, let's say, 7,000 euros or dollars, and that can work without electricity. It cannot, right? The natrium, the sodium, and iodine, salt is electricity for your body. Number 5 is the diet that you, again, the biggest mistake that I made is that the diet that you can maintain for at least a year. Now, the fat burning process is not supposed to last for a year. I save you 25% of body fat, and if you have to go down to 12% of body fat, it's going to take you from 3 to 6 months. Depends how committed you are. If you burn 1 kilo, that is 2 pounds of fat per week, that is normal. You're going to need 3 months. If you do a little bit slower, that is half of that, 6 months. But it's important that you find a diet that you can maintain for the whole year. Not that you jump from eating everything to chicken breasts, salad and broccoli and nothing else, because you're going to go crazy. Do you understand? I mean, because dieting and going to the gym is a marathon, it's not a sprint. And I'm going to tell you some Navy SEAL hack that I learned online, you know, and that I do in every areas in my life when I feel that I want to quit, you know. They always say, if you want to quit, because their, you know, training is super hard, super exhausting, just say I'm going to do everything that I'm supposed to do for today. I'm going to quit tomorrow morning. And when tomorrow morning comes, you're going to be super proud of you, as I'm proud of you, because you didn't quit. And it's highly unlikely that you're going to say, okay, now I'm going to quit. Do you understand? And you always postpone this for 1 day later whenever you have this major crisis. And this way tomorrow is actually never going to come. It really helps me. You know, I also have those days when I really want to say fuck everything and I don't want to do anything. Can you relate with this? Write it me in the comment section. Of course, if you have any kind of additional comments and questions about this, if you agree, disagree, feel free to hit that, you know, opinion in the comment section. But next, I would really like to tell you, you know, if you want to learn how to get rid of this lower stubborn belly fat that goes the last, you know, click on this video right here. Thank you for watching and I'll see you there.